A groundbreaking technology, a new currency, and gains of more than 1000% in a single year. Did we miss out on a zeitgeist? Our topic today, aside from looking at the financial markets, is one that dominates the headlines these days. What's going on with the Bitcoin hype? And do you have to be there? Giles Keating, president of the Werthstein Institute in London. From taxi driver to cleaner, everyone is talking about this one topic. Our customers also ask, should you invest your money in Bitcoins now?
Look, at Werthstein, one of the key things we look at is value. And with Bitcoin, although it has some value, we don't know what it is.
Could we say a bit like gold?
No, gold has thousands of years of tradition, unlike a few years for Bitcoin. It has ultimate physical use in jewelry and industry, and of course its supply is fairly limited.
But Bitcoin supply is also limited as far as I know.
Well, Bitcoin itself, you're right, is limited, but of course there's an unlimited supply, potentially, of just new other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum and all sorts of other new ones.
Thank you, Giles. By the way, you can also discuss this topic with Giles and with me in a webinar on December 14th at 6 p.m. It's about investment trends for 2018. Does the hot ride on the Bitcoin go on, or are the horses changing? Sign up now and ask your questions about the investment topics you are interested in. Okay, but let's go back to Bitcoin. Giles mentioned it has no clear value and no limit on overall digital currency issues. Now, stock markets and investors are sometimes crazy, but there's never been a pure speculative run without the hint of a story. And it's the same here too. The story behind Bitcoin is called blockchain. Once blockchain to join in, please.
A blockchain is a gigantic accounting system in which the information on transactions is not stored centrally but decentrally on computers all around the globe. Everything is thus transparent and protected against manipulation. For example, everyone knows exactly how many bitcoins have been transferred from where to where, but not who by, because the people making the transfers are anonymous. Data protectionists are delighted. The system could change transactions in the internet forever, and in the long term even make banks superfluous.
Robert Halver from the Bader Bank. Sounds like much more than just speculation. Is there maybe something to the hype?
There's something to it. The blockchain technology will certainly survive the bubble we have at the moment with Bitcoin and co., just as the internet survived the dot-com bubble.
But one thing we have to point out, those who buy Bitcoins now do not invest in this technology.
No, it's a matter of pure speculation. You could say a new chicken is being run through the roost. It's only about making money. Speculation. What we're seeing actually is the German new market 2.0.
So, stay away from Bitcoin and co.?
No, anyone who wants to speculate, who wants to take the risk, is welcome to carry on speculating with Bitcoin, upwards. The financial sector is putting new products on Bitcoin, so that means there's still some scope. But pay attention, sooner or later the bubble will burst.
In a nutshell, speculation yes, investment no. Valet Planiol in Paris. Also your opinion?
Yes, indeed. Bitcoins really start to resemble the tulip bulbs of the 17th century. This is the case of a blatant speculation with a lot of shadowy and unregulated trade. I would certainly not encourage investors to take such a risk.
Bob Parker in London, thanks for joining our show again. When does the Bitcoin bubble burst?
My answer is very soon. If one looks at technical analysis, the value of Bitcoin is very overstretched, very overbought. More fundamentally, I have yet to see an intelligent model which can correctly price the value of a Bitcoin. So I would be very careful.
Bob, as far as the stock markets are concerned, we finally got the Christmas gift tax reform in the US. Stock markets have gone up well in advance, but can they still go up?
My view is that markets will trade slightly higher, less than 5% gains in the first half of next year. Global growth is good, global earnings are good, but I'm afraid we're nearly priced for perfection.
Let's give us your vote, Bob, please. On our scale, from 1 extremely negative to 10 extremely positive.
Modest gains in the near term, caution towards the end of 2018. That would justify a score of 4.
Bob Parker, this time with a 4. What about the permanent members of the Werthstein Institute, looking at the current votes?
Well, I think a lot of the good news have been taken into account by the markets at this point. So to me, this is a good time to take profits. I put my vote down to 3.
My vote is and remains 8. The conditions for stable equities are still in place. Fixed interest assets are no alternative. Corporate earnings are accelerating. The global economy is good. What are the poor asset managers supposed to invest money in if not shares?
Well, I'm cutting my vote down from 5 to 4. And it's actually because there's so much good news, US tax reform, strong world economy, I think that's already in the price. And now I'm worried we might get bad news on interest rates. So if I combine that with Valerie's reduced vote of 3 and with Robert's still at 8, that's a total of 15. Divide by 3 and you get a score of 5. And that's the new Werthstein Index, down a little bit. And that does reflect the risks out there.
Let's summarize. Over 1,000% year-over-year growth for Bitcoin against 15 to 20% higher for DAX and Dow equities. Sounds like a clear victory for cryptocurrencies, but one thing that should not be forgotten is that Bitcoin can also lose 20% within an hour. One is pure speculation, the other is investment. But you have to talk about both. We will do it again in the webinar on 14th December and in our next video update at the beginning of the new year. Until then, take care and bye-bye.